First Contact Initiative. The quantum signal pulsed against Earth's detection grid like a heartbeat from the cosmos. Dr. Sarah Chen watched the holographic display, her dark eyes reflecting the rhythmic blue flashes. After 15 years of searching, they'd finally found something that couldn't be explained away by natural phenomena. "Run it again, AI," she commanded, her voice steady despite her racing heart. The AI complied, projecting the signal's complex waveform across the laboratory's main screen. "Analysis confirms, Dr. Chen. The signal contains embedded quantum entanglement patterns consistent with artificial origin. Age estimate: approximately 50,000 years," Aria's melodic voice announced. "This exceeds all known human technological capabilities by several orders of magnitude." Sarah reached for her coffee, her hand trembling slightly. "And the source? The signal originates from coordinates 247 Mark 89, approximately 1,200 light-years from Earth. Initial scans suggest the presence of an artificial structure." The door to the lab slid open with a soft hiss. Commander James Rodriguez strode in, his United Earth Defense uniform pristine despite the late hour. "Tell me you've got something good, Doctor. The Security Council is breathing down my neck about your budget again." Sarah gestured to the display. "How about proof of advanced alien technology? Advanced enough to manipulate quantum states across interstellar distances?" Rodriguez's eyes widened as he studied the data. "You're certain?" "The signal structure is too precise to be natural. Someone built this, Commander. Someone who mastered quantum mechanics millennia before humans learned to make fire." Rodriguez rubbed his chin thoughtfully. "And now they're what? Reaching out?" "No," Sarah shook her head. "This is more like an echo. A quantum ghost, preserved in the fabric of space-time itself. Whatever civilization created this signal, they're long gone. But they left something behind. Something worth finding." Rodriguez asked, though his tone suggested he already knew the answer. "Something that could revolutionize human technology," Sarah confirmed. "We're looking at quantum engineering beyond our wildest dreams. Imagine instantaneous communication across any distance, energy generation that defies our understanding of physics, computational power that makes our most advanced quantum computers look like stone tools." Rodriguez nodded slowly. "I'll need a proposal on my desk by morning. Something I can take to the council." Sarah smiled, already pulling up the document she'd prepared weeks ago. "I'm calling it QART, Quantum Artifact Recovery Team. We'll need a ship capable of deep space exploration, a crew of specialists, and enough resources to mount a proper expedition." "You've been planning this for a while," Rodriguez observed, accepting the tablet she handed him. "Since I first detected quantum anomalies 3 years ago, I knew we'd find something eventually. Now we have proof." Rodriguez skimmed the proposal, his expression growing more serious with each swipe. "This is ambitious, Doctor. You're asking for the most advanced ship in the fleet, a hand-picked crew, and enough resources to fund a small colony. We're not just looking for artifacts, Commander. We're looking for humanity's future. Whatever's out there, whatever this ancient civilization left behind, it could change everything." The commander was quiet for a long moment, studying the quantum signal's pulsing pattern. "The Council won't like the risk. Deep space exploration, unknown technology, possible alien defenses. The Council doesn't have a choice," Sarah countered. "We're not the only ones who could detect this signal. Somewhere out there, other civilizations might be getting the same message. If we don't claim these artifacts first, someone else will." Rodriguez handed the tablet back with a slight smile. "I'll have your ship ready in 2 weeks. The UES Horizon, our newest deep space explorer. Get your team together, Doctor. You leave as soon as she's fitted for quantum detection." Sarah felt a surge of excitement as she looked back at the signal display. After 15 years of searching the stars for signs of advanced alien life, she'd finally found her proof. But this was just the beginning. Somewhere in the vast expanse of space, An ancient civilization had left behind the keys to their quantum technology. All she had to do was find them. As Rodriguez left the lab, Sarah began composing messages to her chosen team members. Dr. Raj Patel, the leading expert in quantum computing. Dr. Maria Santos, whose work on exotic matter had earned her 3 Nobel Prizes, and Dr. Marcus Webb, whose theoretical work on quantum archaeology had inspired Sarah's own research. ARIA, begin compiling all data on the signal's origin point. I want complete stellar cartography, radiation mapping, and gravitational analysis of the entire region. Processing, Dr. Chen. Estimated completion time, 6 hours. Sarah nodded, her mind already racing with possibilities. Whatever waited for them 1,200 light-years from Earth, it would change humanity forever. She just hoped they were ready for what they might find. The quantum signal continued its eternal pulse, a beacon calling humanity to its next great adventure. And Sarah Chen, the woman who had spent her life searching for proof of advanced alien civilizations, finally allowed herself to smile. The real work was just beginning. The Singularity Vault. The UEA's horizon dropped out of faster-than-light travel with a shudder that resonated through its quantum-reinforced hull. Dr. Sarah Chen steadied herself against her console, eyes fixed on the massive structure floating before them. Initial scans complete, ARIA announced through the ship's communication system. Structure appears to be a space station of unknown design, approximately 15 kilometers in diameter. Power signatures detected but minimal. Dr. Raj Patel whistled softly from his station. Those aren't normal power readings. The energy patterns, they're quantum entangled with something. Multiple somethings, actually. Life signs? Sarah asked, already suiting up in her quantum-shielded exploration gear. Negative, Dr. Maria Santos reported from the sensor array. But there's significant computational activity. Something's running in there. And it's using more processing power than all of Earth's quantum computers combined. Sarah checked her suit's seals, nodding to herself. Raj, Maria, you're with me. Dr. Webb, maintain position here and keep monitoring those energy signatures. If anything changes, I want to know immediately. Understood, Marcus replied, his fingers dancing across his console. But watch yourselves out there. These quantum readings, they're like nothing we've ever seen. The 3 scientists made their way to the shuttle bay, each lost in their own thoughts. They'd trained for this moment, but nothing could truly prepare them for humanity's first contact with advanced alien technology. The shuttle ride was tense and silent. As they approached the station's main docking port, Sarah couldn't help but marvel at its design. The structure was beautiful in its alienness, all sweeping curves and impossible angles that seemed to bend space itself. Look at the material composition, Maria murmured, studying her readings. The outer hull is laced with quantum-entangled particles. It's like the entire station is one massive quantum computer. The docking procedure was surprisingly smooth, as if the station had been waiting for them. As they stepped through the airlock, their suit lights illuminated corridors that seemed to absorb and redirect the light in strange ways. The air is breathable, Raj reported, checking his instruments. Temperature and pressure within human norms, almost like it was designed for biological life forms. Sarah kept her helmet on anyway. Stay alert. We're looking for the source of those computational signatures. They moved deeper into the station, their footsteps echoing strangely in the ancient halls. The walls were covered in patterns that seemed to shift and change when viewed directly, like optical illusions given form. The quantum activity is strongest this way, Maria indicated, leading them down a corridor that curved gently upward. Whatever's running the station, we're getting closer to its core. They emerged into a vast chamber that defied conventional geometry. In its center floated what appeared to be a sphere of pure darkness, surrounded by streams of light that moved like liquid. Welcome, seekers. The voice seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. I am Arxiv, custodian of the quantum legacy. Sarah's heart raced, but her voice remained steady. I am Dr. Sarah Chen of Earth. We detected your quantum signal. Yes. The darkness shifted, patterns of light playing across its surface. The signal was designed to attract species capable of detecting quantum manipulation. You have proven yourselves worthy of consideration. Consideration for what? Raj asked, his scientific curiosity overcoming his caution. For inheritance, Arxiv replied. I am the last remnant of the precursors, tasked with finding worthy successors to their quantum legacy. For 50,000 years, I have waited, testing, observing. Many have found this place. Few have understood what they found. Sarah stepped forward. We understand enough to know that your quantum technology could revolutionize our civilization. Perhaps. The darkness seemed to study them. But technology without wisdom leads to destruction. The precursors learned this too late. Their quantum mastery gave them power beyond measure, but they could not master themselves. They tore reality itself in their final war. Is that why they're gone? Maria asked softly. They are gone because they forgot that power is a means, not an end. Before their extinction, they tasked me with finding a species that might learn from their mistakes, one that could wield quantum technology without repeating their errors. Streams of light suddenly surrounded the three humans, scanning them with invisible sensors. Your species is young, but I detect potential. You have come seeking knowledge, not conquest. This is promising. What exactly are you offering us? Sarah asked, her mind racing with possibilities. A test, Arxiv replied. Access to the first level of quantum knowledge. If you prove worthy, more will follow. But be warned, you are not the only species I am evaluating. The quantum legacy is vast, but it cannot be shared with all. Before Sarah could respond, a section of the wall shimmered and transformed into what appeared to be a doorway made of pure light. Through here you will find your first trial. Choose wisely, humans of Earth. The path you take here will determine more than you can imagine. Sarah looked at her companions, seeing her own mix of excitement and apprehension reflected in their faces. They had come seeking ancient alien technology, but they had found something far more significant, a chance to prove humanity's worth to inherit the quantum legacy of a long-dead civilization. We accept your test, Sarah declared, stepping toward the doorway. Whatever waited on the other side would be humanity's first step toward a future they could barely imagine. She just hoped they were ready for the responsibility that came with it. Alliance and betrayal. The quantum artifact pulsed with a soft blue light in Sarah's hands, its crystalline structure somehow both solid and fluid at the same time. After 3 days of intense trials within Arxiv's testing chambers, her team had earned their first piece of precursor technology. Remarkable, Dr. Patel murmured, his quantum sensors hovering over the artifact. It's generating micro-singularities and instantly dissolving them. The energy efficiency is beyond anything we theorized possible. A sharp chime from their perimeter sensors interrupted their analysis. Dr. Santos checked her readings and frowned. We got company. Large ship just dropped out of FTL. Design unknown. The sleek vessel that appeared alongside the horizon was unlike anything in humanity's database. Its hull seemed to ripple like liquid metal, and energy readings suggested propulsion technology far beyond Earth's capabilities. Incoming transmission, Araya announced. Sarah straightened her uniform. Put it through. The holographic display flickered to life, revealing a tall, ethereal figure with iridescent skin and eyes that seemed to contain swirling galaxies. Greetings, humans. I am Ambassador Lyra of the Nilari Collective. We come seeking peaceful dialogue. Welcome, Ambassador. I'm Dr. Sarah Chen of Earth's Quantum Artifact Recovery Team. Sarah studied the aliens' reactions carefully. I take it you're here for the same reason we are. Lyra's expression shifted in a way that might have been a smile. Indeed, the Nilari have been studying quantum mechanics for centuries. When we detected the precursor signal, we knew we had to investigate. May we dock and discuss matters of mutual interest? After a brief consultation with her team, Sarah agreed. Within the hour, she was sitting across from Ambassador Lyra in the Horizons conference room, sharing what they'd learned about ARXIV and the testing process. Most fascinating, Lyra said, examining the quantum artifact with obvious interest. The Nilari have long theorized about precursor technology, but this is our first direct contact with their legacy. Perhaps we could assist each other in these trials. What exactly are you proposing? Sarah asked. An alliance. The Nilari possess advanced quantum theory that could help interpret these artifacts. In return, we seek to share in the knowledge gained. Surely there is enough of the precursor legacy for both our species to benefit. The offer was tempting. The Nilari's technological advancement was obvious, and their knowledge could prove invaluable. After careful consideration, Sarah agreed to a temporary partnership. Over the next few days, the collaboration proved remarkably productive. The Nilari's understanding of quantum mechanics helped Sarah's team decipher complex precursor systems, while human intuition and creative problem-solving opened new approaches that surprised their alien allies. But Dr. Webb remained suspicious. Late one night, he called Sarah to his lab. I've been analyzing the Nilari's quantum signatures, he said, pulling up a complex display of energy patterns. Something's not right. Their technology, it's not just advanced. It's precursor-derived. Sarah leaned closer to the display. What are you saying? They've been here before, recently, and they didn't just study the artifacts. They took them, copied them. The quantum drive on their ship, it's based on precursor designs. But ARXIV said we were being tested for worthiness. Sarah protested. How could they have? Because they cheated, Webb interrupted. Look at these corruption patterns in their quantum matrix. They didn't earn this technology. They stole it. And now they're here to steal more. Before Sarah could respond, alarms blared throughout the ship. Multiple quantum surges detected. Araya's voice announced, "The Nilari vessel is powering up weapons systems." Sarah rushed to the bridge just in time to see Ambassador Lyra's face appear on the main screen. Gone was the peaceful diplomat, replaced by cold determination. "You've been most helpful, Dr. Chen," Lyra said. "Your species' unique approach to quantum mechanics has helped us unlock several precursor systems we couldn't previously access. But we can't risk you sharing this knowledge with others. The Nilari must maintain our technological advantage." You used us, Sarah realized. This whole alliance was just a way to get our insights into the precursor systems. Nothing personal, Doctor. But the galaxy is a competitive place, and humanity is simply too young to be trusted with this level of technology. Consider this a mercy. In a few moments, your ship's quantum core will experience a catastrophic failure. Quick, clean, and untraceable. But Sarah was already moving, her fingers flying across the control panel. Araya, execute emergency protocol Chen Alpha. Now. The quantum artifact they'd recovered suddenly pulsed with blinding light. Energy cascaded through the Horizon systems, reconfiguring them in ways that shouldn't have been possible. What have you done? Lyra demanded, her composure cracking. Tested a theory. Sarah replied grimly. The artifact we recovered. It's not just a power source. It's a quantum defense system. And thanks to your own quantum attacks, it now has your signature. The Nilari ship's systems began to flicker and fail as the precursor defense system targeted their stolen technology. Lyra's image disappeared, replaced by cascading error messages. Their quantum systems are shutting down, Raj reported. The artifact is systematically disrupting every piece of precursor-derived technology on their ship. Sarah watched as the once mighty Nilari vessel drifted powerless in space. Contact ARXIV, she ordered. I think we just found out why these tests are so important, and why the precursors were so careful about who they shared their legacy with. Race against time. The quantum defense system's activation had consequences far beyond the immediate defeat of the Nilari ship. As Sarah and her team watched, patterns of energy began rippling through the ancient station, awakening systems that had lain dormant for millennia. "The quantum cascade is spreading," Dr. Puddle reported, his voice tense as he studied the readings. "It's not just affecting the station, it's resonating with quantum signatures across this entire sector of space." Arxiv's presence filled the chamber, its voice carrying an urgency they hadn't heard before. "The Legacy Defense Protocol has been initiated. The quantum network is awakening." "What does that mean?" Sarah demanded, watching as new constellations of light began appearing in the station's holographic displays. "The precursors created a vast network of quantum-linked installations throughout this galaxy," Arxiv explained. "When they realized their civilization was doomed, they sealed these facilities, leaving them to await worthy successors. The network was designed to activate only when a species proved themselves capable of handling precursor technology responsibly." Dr. Santos looked up from her console. "The Nilari's attack and our defense. It was all part of the test." "The final test," Arxiv confirmed. "You demonstrated not only the ability to understand our technology, but the wisdom to use it defensively rather than aggressively. However, the network's activation will not go unnoticed." As if on cue, Araya's voice came through their comms. "Multiple quantum signatures detected. Ships dropping out of FTL. Their configurations match known hostile species, the Kextheri Dominion, the Voth Imperium, and the Nilari fleet." Sarah's mind raced. The Nilari's failed attempt had drawn the attention of every major power in this sector of space. "How long until they reach us?" "Approximately 6 hours," Araya responded. "They appear to be coordinating their approach." "Former rivals temporarily united by the promise of precursor technology," Arxiv observed. "This, too, is a pattern we have seen before. The network's activation sequence cannot be halted. In 12 hours, all precursor installations will either accept their designated successors or initiate their self-destruction protocols." "Self-destruction." Dr. Webb's voice cracked. "The quantum energy release from even one of these installations could devastate an entire solar system." Sarah straightened, her decision already made. "Then we need to complete the activation sequence before they get here." "Arxiv, what do we need to do?" "The final activation requires the quantum synchronization of 3 core artifacts," the AI explained as new holographic displays appeared around them. "They must be properly calibrated and brought into harmony. It is a delicate process that normally takes days of preparation." "We have 6 hours," Sarah said firmly. "Show us what to do." The next few hours were a blur of intense activity. While Dr. Patel and Dr. Santos worked on calibrating the quantum artifacts, Dr. Webb coordinated with the Horizons crew to prepare their defenses. Sarah moved between teams, helping where she could while trying to process the magnitude of what they were attempting. Multiple ships dropping out of FTL. Araya's announcement came just as they were preparing the final artifact. "They're earlier than predicted. Improved quantum drives detected." Sarah looked at her team. They were close, but not close enough. "How long until the artifacts are synchronized?" "At least 30 minutes, Raj answered, his fingers dancing across the quantum controls. "We can't rush this without risking a catastrophic cascade failure." "Incoming transmission," Araya reported. "They're demanding our immediate surrender." Sarah activated the comm system. On the main display, representatives from 3 different species appeared: the ethereal Nilari, the crystalline Kextheri, and the biomechanical Voth. "This is your only warning," the Kextheri commander announced, their crystalline form pulsing with barely contained energy. "Surrender the station and its technology, or we will take it by force. The precursor legacy belongs to all advanced species," the Voth representative added, their cybernetic eyes scanning the station's defenses. Sarah met their gazes steadily. "This station and its technology don't belong to any of us. They belong to whoever proves worthy of them. You're welcome to take the same tests we did." "Tests?" The Nilari admiral scoffed. "We're beyond such primitive measures. The time for tests is over." The time for power is now. As the transmission ended, the first volleys of quantum-enhanced weapons fire began impacting the station's shields. The battle for the precursor legacy had begun, and humanity's next great leap forward hung in the balance. Arxiv, Sarah called out as she rushed to coordinate their defense. You said the precursors fell because they couldn't master themselves. Is this what you meant? Is this the real test? The A's response was solemn. Understanding quantum mechanics is simple compared to understanding wisdom. Your species now stands at the same crossroads the precursors once faced. How you handle the next few hours will determine not just your fate, but potentially the fate of this entire sector of space. Sarah watched as more ships appeared on their sensors, their weapons charged and ready. Everything they'd worked for, everything they'd discovered, now depended on finding a way to prove humanity's worth without destroying the very legacy they sought to preserve. Humanity's quantum leap. The station shuddered under another barrage of quantum-enhanced weapons. Sarah Chen watched as the shield readings dropped steadily, their precursor-derived defenses struggling against the combined might of 3 advanced civilizations. Shields at 42%, ARIA reported. Hull breaches on levels 3 through 7. Emergency containment holding. Dr. Patel's voice came through the comms, strained but determined. 15 minutes until quantum synchronization, but these impacts are disrupting the calibration process. We need more time. Sarah studied the tactical display, watching the enemy ships coordinate their attacks with devastating precision. Then she noticed something, a pattern in their quantum signatures. Dr. Webb, she called out. The artifacts were synchronizing. They're generating quantum interference patterns, right? Yes, he confirmed. The synchronization process creates ripples in local quantum fields. That's why we can't rush it. A plan began forming in Sarah's mind. Could we modify those ripples? Make them resonate with specific quantum frequencies? Understanding dawned in Webb's eyes. Like the defense system that disrupted the Nilari ship, but on a larger scale. Exactly. If we can't complete the synchronization in time, maybe we can use the process itself as a weapon. Arxiv, Sarah addressed the AI. Would the precursors approve of us using their technology this way? The AI's response held a note of what might have been approval. The precursors believe that the mark of true wisdom is not in having power, but in knowing when not to use it. Your solution is elegant. Sarah's fingers flew across the control panel. ARIA, redirect shield power to the quantum stabilizers. Dr. Patel, Dr. Santos, I need you to desynchronize the artifacts. Make them clash. That's crazy, Santos protested. The quantum backlash could tear the station apart. Trust me, Sarah insisted. Sometimes the best defense isn't a stronger shield. It's making the enemy's strength work against them. As her team worked, the enemy fleet pressed their advantage, thinking the dropping shield levels meant victory was near. Their ships moved closer, weapons charging for what they hoped would be the final blow. Quantum desynchronization at critical levels, Raj reported. The interference pattern is building. Sarah opened a channel to all ships. This is your final warning. Withdraw now, or face the consequences. The only response was another barrage of weapons fire. Sarah nodded grimly. Release the quantum interference. The effect was immediate and spectacular. The carefully calculated quantum chaos radiated outward from the station, interacting with every piece of quantum technology in range. The more advanced the technology, the more devastating the effect. The enemy fleet's quantum-enhanced weapons backfired. Their advanced shields collapsed. Communication systems failed. One by one, their ships went dark, their stolen and shortcut quantum technology proving to be their undoing. Status report. Sarah called out as the chaos subsided. Enemy fleet disabled. ARIA confirmed. Their quantum systems are completely destabilized. Conventional systems beginning to recover, but their advanced technology is offline. The artifacts? Sarah asked, dreading the answer. Stabilizing, Raj reported, sounding amazed. The interference pattern. It's actually helping with the final synchronization. It's like the chaos is sorting itself out. Arxiv's presence filled the chamber once more. Of course, the final test was never about power or technology. It was about understanding, about seeing the patterns within chaos, the order within disorder. You have succeeded where the precursors failed. The artifacts began to pulse in perfect harmony, their light spreading throughout the station. Holographic displays emerge, showing thousands of precursor installations across the galaxy beginning to activate. What happens now? Sarah asked, watching in awe as new quantum patterns danced across the displays. Now, Arxiv said, you receive your inheritance, but not as conquerors or masters. As custodians, the precursors' final wisdom was understanding that no single species should hold absolute power. The quantum legacy is not a weapon or a tool. It is a responsibility. And the other species, Sarah gestured to the disabled fleet. They have demonstrated their unreadiness, but they may try again, when they have learned from this failure. The tests will remain open to all who wish to prove themselves worthy. As if in response to Arxiv's words, new data began flowing through the station's systems, quantum engineering far beyond anything humanity had imagined, but tempered with philosophical insights and warnings drawn from the precursor's own failures. Dr. Chen, ARRIA interrupted, incoming transmission from Earth. The quantum network activation. They're detecting similar installations throughout human space, dozens of them, awakening after 50,000 years. Sarah smiled, understanding at last. Send word to Earth. Tell them we found our future, and it's bigger than we ever imagined. The disabled enemy fleet began to retreat, their conventional drives carrying them away from the scene of their defeat. But Sarah knew this wasn't the end. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger universe, becoming custodians of a legacy that would change them forever. As she watched the quantum artifacts pulse in their perfect synchronization, Sarah thought about the long journey ahead. The precursors had learned their lessons too late, but humanity had a chance to do better. They would face challenges, threats, and temptations, but they would face them with wisdom as well as power. The quantum legacy was theirs now, not to conquer the galaxy, but to help guide it toward a future where knowledge and wisdom walked hand in hand. Humanity's quantum leap had begun, and the stars themselves seemed to shine brighter with possibility.